Hi friends, welcome to the NYC launch of Little Faggot with Michelle T. With Michelle T and Julian, Delgado, Lopera. We are normally closed on Tuesdays, but for Michelle, we open on Tuesdays. So welcome, my name is Greg Newton. I am the co-founder, along with my lovely partner, Donnie Jokum, of the Bureau of General Services Queer Division. Thank you. The Bureau is an all-volunteer, independent queer bookstore that we founded in 2012, and that has been here at the LGBT Center since 2014. And as you know, because I think many of you have heard this spiel hundreds of times, as an independent, all-volunteer queer bookstore, we rely on both sales and donations to keep this machinery going. So I'm going to pass a bag around, and if you're able to donate, we appreciate it. We're also very happy to accept your tax-deductible donations on a monthly basis. You can do that at the laptop in the back or on our website if you go to bgsqd.com. But I'll pass the bag around. There's also a QR code for Venmo on there, and anyone online who'd like to donate through Venmo can do that at bgsqd. Pass that around. Like church, everyone's watching and judging. It's fun. Our regular hours are Wednesdays through Sundays from 1 to 7 p.m. and then we often stay open later for events such as this. And every blue moon we'll do an off day. If you're not already on our email list, you can sign up for that at the back of the room or on the website at bgsqd.com, and you'll get a newsletter every other Monday about our many upcoming events. So before I introduce Michelle and Julian, I wanted to give a land acknowledgement. The Bureau recognizes that our organization operates on the unceded land of the Munsee Lenape. We encourage you to join the Bureau in signing up to make a monthly donation to the American Indian Community Houses Mannahatta Fund. The Mannahatta Fund, according to its website, is an invitation to all settlers and non-native people who wish to acknowledge the legacy of theft and genocide that comprise the history of New York City and the United States. And the Bureau also recognizes Palestinian liberation as a fundamental part of our collective queer liberation, and we strongly encourage you to take one of our free zines at the back there, back front, always gets confusing, about why we feel it's important, especially for queer people, to speak out in solidarity with Palestinians. So please take 1, 2, 3, pass them around, and spread the word. All right, let's get to it. So Michelle T is the author of over 20 books of fiction, memoir, poetry, and children's literature. Her autofiction, Valencia, a cult classic, won the Lambda Literary Award for Best Fiction. Her essay collection, Against Memoir, was awarded the Penn Diamondstein Spielvogel Award for the art of the essay. T is also the recipient of awards from the Rona Jaffa Foundation and the Guggenheim Foundation. A founder of Drag Queen Story Hour, she has received honors from the American Library Association and Logo Television. T curated the Sister Spit book series at City Light Publishers, founded the ongoing imprint Amethyst Edition at the Feminist Press, and is the founding editor of Dopamine Books, a collaboration with Semiotext. Julian Delgado Lopera is the author of the New York Times acclaimed novel Fibre Tropical, the winner of the 2021 Ferro Grumley Award and the 2021 Lambda Literary Award, a finalist of the 2020 Kirkus Prize in Fiction and the 2021 Aspen Literary Prize. Julian is also the author of Cuentamelo. Did I say that?
Great.
Okay, cool. An illustrated bilingual collection of oral histories by LGBT Latinx immigrants, which won a 2018 Lambda Literary Award and a 2018 Independent Publisher Book Award. Please give them both a very warm welcome.
see you. We're on TV.
You're on TV.
Okay.
Hi, Julian.
Hi, it's so good to see you. I just want to say that I just love saying little faggot. Can we all just say it? It's my favorite.
I feel like this is the first, I mean, I haven't done a ton of events for this book, but I do feel like this is the first bookstore that's been like, their new book, Little Faggot, you know, like, I think everyone's been like, little F, you know. It feels really good, thank you.
I wanted to make sure that people saw the cover when I was in the subway reading it. I was like, yes, it's what you think. Exactly that. Do you want to read from it?
Yeah, I'll read a little bit from it. This is from the end of it after the main character, Spencer, who's this sort of sheltered but yet abused little faggot, and Phoenix has run away, and a whole bunch of things have happened to him, and he's ended up apart from his travel companion, Velvet, staying at kind of like in New Orleans, staying at this kind of like home for like runaway queer kids. And there's a cafe that they all work at. Well, how did it go? Fiona's bright face was brighter with anticipation of my good news and lifted mood, but her psychic antenna must have picked up on a problem because I watched the cheer go right out of her face. Or maybe she wasn't really psychic at all. Maybe I was just an open book with every passing problem plastered across my face. You don't need to tell me, she said, squeezing her eyes and shaking her head so that her purple hair fluttered and shook. It's up to you. I think I began and then halted. Oh yeah, he had finally decided to call his best friend back in Phoenix and he found out all this crazy stuff. That is, I know I'm in a lot of trouble. I don't know if I can keep running from it. Girl. She gripped my wrist, this time not even bothering to keep her magnificent claws from jabbing me. Did you kill someone? No, I exclaimed. If you killed your abuser, Fiona continued as if I hadn't spoken, we will all help you, okay? You don't have to worry, we got you. Oh my God, I said, processing the overwhelm. Well, that is nice to know, but I haven't killed anyone. Fiona, God. Well, I wouldn't blame you if you did, she said ominously. I detailed the terrible problems of my life to her and she laughed. Girl, she shook her head with a chuckle. Girl, this is no big deal. We all ran away. Why do you think we're at Patsy's? Running away is messy. You're running away from a mess, you're making a mess. It's all okay, boo. So long as you didn't kill anybody, it's no big deal. I didn't kill anybody, I said. But if you did, you got me, I nodded. Thanks. I almost didn't tell Fiona about Velvet, even though I liked her a lot. And the bigness of her, the extra loud and effusiveness of her was part of why I liked her. I was also afraid of the big deal she'd make of it. Fiona, I now understood, made a big deal about everything. If I couldn't handle something emblazoned across the sky as if written there by an airplane, I probably shouldn't share it. But my floodgates were open. Had they ever been closed? Wait, Fiona stopped me with the universal signal for stop, an elegantly clawed hand in my face. Is he like hot, like super hot? I thought about Velvet. Was Velvet hot? Super hot even? I sure thought so. Sometimes I couldn't even look at him, I confessed, because once you start, you notice more and more beautiful things, and you can't stop looking. You can't tear away, and then you're staring. Nobody likes that, Fiona agreed. And he's beautiful inside, I said, and then felt incredibly stupid. But Fiona was nodding her head quite seriously. You can tell, she said, that's the kind of outside beautiful he is. You know there's so much more beauty than you can even see. Wait, I said, as slow as always. You know him? You know Velvet? A little tattoo under his eye, she asked, nodding, like a delicate little etching. And his arms? She made slicing motions with her hands, not in a rude way, almost like speaking it out loud would have been the rude thing. The silence was respect. I nodded. I have some of that too. Fiona shared, lifting the hem of her mini dress. There on her thigh was a ladder of shiny welts, just like velvet. Were you a cutter too, she asked. Are you? A cutter. Somehow I knew that was what Velvet's shiny stripes were, even though he'd never told me. Somehow I'd known not to ask, had intuited they were attached to something puzzling and sad, and if he wanted to tell me about it, he would, and he might not ever. I shook my head at Fiona. Good, she said, and flung her arm around me. It's a bad habit. You never really break it. It's always there in your head like, hey, feeling stressed, want to hang out? I didn't share how I envied her and Velvet, just a little, for having someplace so clear to put their pain, a purposeful action, a ritual almost, and how it made something so invisible visible. But I could tell these were the immature thoughts of a privileged suburban middle-class gay boy and everything else that Velvet was right to call me. I guess it was something to know it at least, to know to keep your mouth shut. That's a thing. I think I'll just stop there.
So I was sitting and thinking about why I love this book so much. And the first thing that I was thinking was like, I was like eating it up. And I think you guys can tell the voice is so strong, right? It really just comes out of the page. And there's so many different voices. First of all, I was like, oh my God, Michelle, you have got so many voices in there. But I just wanted to start with Spencer's voice and like how you kind of arrived at this like 13-year-old, like middle class gay boy who's a little faggot who was like enamored by like gay culture that he doesn't really know, right? But it's also just like very sassy, very dainty, has this very particular way of like looking at the world with like so much humor. And I just wanted to know how you arrived at this.
I don't know.
Next question.
I wanted to write from the perspective of a boy because I'd never done that.
Yeah.
And so I did, and it's like a girl basically. Like, so the girliest boy that's ever lived.
Yeah,
so.
he's just looking at like old women, looking, oh, I love how they put their face creams on.
Yeah,
totally.
totally.
The curlers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it just was fun to lean into. I mean, I think when you write a character, they're you on some level. So it was like fun to lean into whatever the me that was that, you know.
So this is like your little faggot.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about like?
Because I have thought like, what, if I was ever a boy, like what kind of boy would I be? And I'd be like, I would be just like this, but a boy.
Like what?
Like this. So it's sort of like. I mean, probably not, of course, right? But that's all I can imagine.
Okay, so with that, I also thought about the humor in the book, and I think that that's also kind of very characteristic of your work. But I thought it here because there's a way in which the humor dealt with like really hard stuff, And so there's this moment in which he finds, he's getting gay bashed at the beginning, so that's how we open the book. And then he goes home and the dad is like looking at gay porn and is like put on him. So the dad like, and I was just like, and he's so graceful, but also it's extremely funny. He makes fun of the mom, he makes fun of himself as all this is happening. And I'm just really, and I think that handling really hard shit in a humorous way has its weight. So I just want you to talk about like the use of humor here to like deal with like really hard stuff.
I felt like he is this sort of like, I don't know, it's not that it doesn't affect him, like obviously it does, but like he's not a downer. Like I didn't want the book to be a downer. I was like, how is it that, I mean, I don't know, we're all queer people with tons of trauma and we're all hilarious, you know what I mean? It's just like, traumatized queer people are the funniest people in the world. So it's like, how does that start? And it's just like, there it is, right there, I guess, Yeah. It's like, I wish it was easier to answer these questions. It really felt very intuitive and almost subconscious to just sit down and like barf this story out and then just be like, have him come home and then the dad would be like, oh God, would that be horrible if that happened? It's like, let's make it happen, and see.
So you were just thinking of really horrible things to put him through.
Well, no, not like so strategically, but just when it occurred. I was so proud of myself because then that's rising action, right? And then I'm writing fiction, so I had to do it. I was like, yes, this is gonna have a fucking plot.
So he's like a runaway and he leaves and then he meets like Velvet, which I love. And I love that there's this really beautiful unraveling with them. It's not this like electric love. It's not this like obsession immediately. It's just kind of like a little bit of an unraveling. Mm-hmm. And I wanted you to talk again just like about Velvet in there and the relationship that they have, and kind of like how much Spencer just changes with Velvet.
Yeah, so like Velvet is this very sort of worldly street kid who has grown up like with a lot of like challenges and stuff, and he sees he really likes Spencer, but like they're kind of like the odd couple because Spencer, even though Spencer is coming from all this trauma that he's running away from, like then it's that thing where then like next to Velvet, he actually also has so much privilege and he's so sheltered and Velvet has seen things that he hasn't seen. And he, I feel like Velvet likes him in spite of himself. You know what I mean? Like he's never just like, oh, why do I like that little privileged twink? But like, I feel like that's what's probably in his head, at some point. And then Spencer is sort of like, off and on like mortified by his like feelings for Velvet, because he's never like, one of the things in the book is that like he got gay bashed, but he's like never even like kissed a boy or anything. So part of his whole thing is like he wants to like, you know, kiss a boy and like fall in love, but then he knows he's out of his league with Velvet. But they're a cute pair.
They're cute.
Yeah,
I like them.
He's like the straight man. If they were a comedy duo, like Velvet's like the straight man, right? To Velvet just sort of like wrecking havoc and causing chaos and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. It's such a gay book. It's
Thank
like I had so many notes around gay, but then I was like, can you just talk about the gay? Because I feel like it's like gayness. Because he's like, there's a point where he's talking about being a little faggot, and he's like, it's like faggot is like you do something, you do the little faggot, and then I think a gayness is like both like a thing, but it also feels like it's a place, right? Like he's thinking about Provincetown. It's also like a full character because he's constantly trying like not to perform gayness in a certain way, but he also is like discovering this whole gay world. Like they go to, is it in New Orleans? And it's in Texas that they find the drag queens.
Yeah,
They find all these drag queens, and so just like
I mean, he's like really. I mean, he's a child who can't pretend that he's not who he is. Like it's just not. That's not who he is, and so he's getting really punished for being gay before he even understands what it means to him or at all. And like he's just sort of like on the internet Googling like gay places, you know, and he like learns about Provincetown, which is such a different, and I love Provincetown, it's such a different environment than like Phoenix. It's like the polar opposite. It's like it's oceanic and, you know, all of that stuff. And so he becomes very enamored with it and starts having this like daydream. It's sort of the like, what if I was actually adopted and my rich adoptive parents came to claim me? You know, it's like, what if I have like a phantom gay uncle who like decorates his house with like nautical, you know, decor and lives in Provincetown, and he can't wait to put me in a button-up pink shirt and take me out in my loafers, you know, walking down Commercial Street. And then he ends up like so he's running away towards this fantasy that he ends up sort of believing in. And you just sort of like, as it's going, there's just a point, not the dramatic point, but you can just feel that like, oh, he's like forgotten that he's made that up. Like that's just what's going on for him now. And it's a story that he's giving to people that he meets along the way, including Velvet. So yeah.
So we were talking about you being an Aquarius just now. I wanted to ask you, what does being an Aquarius, what was the role of being an Aquarius in writing this book?
That's such a great question. I feel like the detached humor that he has is sort of Aquarius. You know, like when you were talking about him having that sense of humor while this thing was going on with his father, I'm like, oh, he just was like detached, which is like, is that the same thing as like dissociated? It's like detached is like dissociation with like a sense of humor or something. Like, so it's like
you coined her.
Totally. So I guess he has a little bit of that where like he's not an Aquarius. So I think I made him a Virgo in the book.
In what sense?
Huh? Ooh. You'll find no argument from me here, sir. In the Virgo hiss. No offense, Virgos. But I don't know, I think much like trying to write from a boy's perspective, like astrologically, I think I understand Virgos maybe the least at the time in the zodiac. And so I was like, let's just make this person as like incomprehensible to me as possible on the surface and then see how I can inhabit those things, you know.
So he will be a Virgo. Where would his moon be?
Oh, this is good. I think I would like to give him my very own Sagittarius moon. Okay. Because I feel like Sagittarius moon is like the moon of a teenage runaway, you know, like forever, you're like forever a teenage runaway no matter how old you are. Yeah. Okay. Then his rising sign, Libra.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that
right?
makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say that in like Cancer because he's a little messy.
Oh, okay. You think he's like Cancer rising, or
yeah?
Oh, you think he's a
Cancer rising?
Oh.
Sorry. I was thinking about his chart.
I love that.
And then something else that I was thinking, I was like, if you and Spencer went out on a friend date, what would that look like?
Oh my God, I would want to take him to like an ice cream counter or something. Like I would probably want to feed him some food after all he's been through.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe take him out for ice cream.
You guys will be friends.
I hope so. Yeah. I would maybe be like too thirsty to be his friend actually, and maybe like ruin it. Be like a weird, overexcited grown-up who thinks he's really cool.
Okay, so I was also just like, why did you decide to write a story about a gay teenage runaway?
I wanted to write about a boy, and I don't know. The story was just in my head. You know, it was just in my head, and when I started writing it, I thought he was gonna get to Provincetown, and it just got completely derailed. And that's happened to me before when I've written fiction, is like I had this idea of what I was writing, what the end of the book was gonna be, and it like never even got close to it. This stuff happened, so yeah.
Is there something?
The character just came alive and just did his own thing, just really spoke to me. He told me what he wanted.
Is there something, can you tell us about stuff that didn't make it into the final draft? Did you take out something?
I don't know if I took anything out. I mean, the story of this book is just like, I actually started writing it in like 2011. I wrote the bulk of it in 2011, and then other projects just came up, and it kept getting sort of shelved in my mind. But that felt really uncomfortable to have an unfinished book kind of laying around. So I applied to this great residency called Log Haven, and everyone should apply to it. It's so awesome. And I said, if I get in, I applied with this book, and I said, if I get in, I'll finish it there, because I was pretty close to being done. And then if I don't, I'm just gonna like forget this ever happened. And then I got in. Yeah. I know, hooray for that. And then I just sent it to, and then I let it sit around again for like another 2 years, and then I was just like, what the fuck? I'm just gonna send this to like feminist press and see if they like it. And you know, they did, and it was so wonderful to work with them as always. Yeah.
So one character that you would be friends with, and then one character that you would date from the book.
Wow. Well, God, I feel like I'm in love with Velvet now because I created him. Yeah, you know. So, you know, we'll just make Velvet like queer.
And like 19
bisexual and 19, yeah. And that would be cute. And then, I mean, Joy, obviously I would be friends with Joy and would totally go to the drum circle with her in the canyon and just like talk about Sylvia Plath with her. Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah, definitely. And I like her stupid boyfriend at the end. I really ended up liking that character a lot. Like,
I know. There's like these two stoner white guys.
Yeah.
Like, and there's
just off. Yeah. They're so off. They're just dumb.
I'm like, where did you get that bro voice?
I don't know, but I loved it.
I was like, where did Michelle get this bro voice?
So
they're talking about fucking. Right? There's a moment in the car. So Spencer leaves with them. There's a moment in the car. He gets picked up by them. There's two stoner dudes, and they're asking him if he's ever had sex with a lady.
Right.
And then they're talking about.
They're so stupid. They don't even, I think, know he's gay because they just think he's like a nerd, you know, or something like that. Yeah.
And then they're like, because I was just looking through it just now in the subway, and they're just the way that they were saying it about how they needed to get like an older woman because, or whatever. It was just like, it was like really funny, and I was like, it was like so bro-y.
But like they thought they were being cool.
They were being,
you know
really
what I mean?
cool.
Like they thought they were being like cool to women.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was really fun. I mean, we all like soak in this horrible culture, and we just like know how people talk. It's just fun to like have those inner voices that like have, you know,
the same with like the
my
mother
psyche
and the
to get them out. Yeah.
I feel like the mom and the dad also just like really come to life.
Thank you.
There's a moment also where she is, you know, the mom is married to a closet homosexual and then has a homosexual child, you know, but there's this image where she's just sitting in the couch and it's like all dark and she's just like putting her cigarette ashes in her palm.
So gross.
So it's like very creepy and gross. I was like, damn, something's gonna happen with her.
Yeah, it was like very like Joan Crawford-y, like yeah.
Like that image was like everything. I was like,
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was like very moved.
Yeah, she kind of got like she kind of came into being more of a real character at that point. You saw that she has like an interior.
Because she kind of knows, she kind of senses stuff. I feel like she kind of senses that her husband is a faggot.
I think
she's just like, doesn't want to.
She's just like
see
on
it.
like damage control all the time with her family until that kind of moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so fun that we're talking about them like they're real people. Thank you so
They are.
much. It's so weird.
I really got into it. You can tell.
So glad.
Into it. Maybe we can also open it up to the audience for questions.
Sure.
People have any questions? There's one in the back.
So, my friend Morgan said he knows you from the Pit and Harvard Square and Copley.
Oh my God, Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was wondering just if this was like reminiscent. Did you think of all this of being a kid back in Copley and whatever? Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. What a cute question. I was very goth in high school. I'll show you all the pictures if you ask. It's my favorite thing I've ever created, actually. Yeah, no, I didn't. I've written about that time a lot in other books, and even in but this, I really didn't, I wanted to do something different. Like, I liked writing about this character who was like very not punk and very not, like very prissy and like, but in his own way, like very counterculture-y. Like, give him like 3 more years and he would also be going to like silent movies, like in Harvard Square with other like gay people, and like, yeah. But no, I don't think, I wanted to try to get out of my own story, which is hard. It's always pulling me back in. But so I wasn't consciously thinking of that. But please tell Morgan I said hi.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
I love the title, I'll just say, but I'm wondering if some people have struggled with it or what it's been like.
Well, if they struggle with it, they keep it to themselves. No, it was, I had like great conversations with folks at Feminist Press around it, and like we were all on the same page. Like, we all obviously loved that it's called Little Faggot, and we also didn't want anything to hold the book back from whatever success, whatever readers, that it can find, for the book's sake, and also for like people's sake. Like, we didn't want like, I don't know, like a little Spencer to be like, I can't buy that book, it says Little Faggot on it, or something like that. So it was, I kind of couldn't believe when I can't remember who suggested that we're like, you could just like cross it out on the cover and have it be inside. That was like, really? That's amazing. Like, I didn't know you could do that. It was so fun. So I feel like I got to have my cake and eat it too.
It's a great solution.
Yeah, right?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And he spends all this time, like, at the beginning, explaining why he's a little faggot. And so I feel like even the first, like, maybe 15 pages, it's just like him trying to articulate his own little faggotness to us, so it makes so much sense, and then I was like, oh yeah, the book just makes so much sense. And you kind of like go back to it constantly about why he is this little faggot. But if we open with that, and it's like so nice to have him like articulate,
I came of queer age in the 90s, famously, and like everyone was just like faggot, dyke, faggot, dyke. And so it's so weird now to be like, that like, I don't know, like other young queer people will maybe be like, have their feelings hurt by that word. Is so weird to me.
Yeah.
So, too bad for them. You guys are so hard. This is a hard crowd.
I love it. Yes.
I'm curious about your writing about class in the book, like writing about differences between like being middle class versus being houseless. And I just wondered if you wanted to speak to that a little bit.
Well, I'm really aware of class, and I think in all of my books, and I definitely, like when I was younger, did a lot of writing with like my class chip on my shoulder, but then you get older and things change and you realize like you actually have many identities and not all of them are totally oppressed, and it's complicated. And it was fun when the opportunity to kind of play with that with Spencer kind of came up, that like he is really oppressed and had horrible things happen to him, and also there's these other aspects of his life, and I think that, I don't know, like I think part of the problem, but like I just really hate when people like can't see that they also have privilege even when they're oppressed too. Like it's like it makes the worst things happen, because it's like always like white gay people or something, right? And they're just making life hard for trans people of color. And so I don't know, I just wanted to have that moment where he sort of gets that education a little bit to heal myself. I don't know, but yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No pressure.
What was your favorite moment writing this? What did you love writing most?
I think when I wrote the part when he meets Velvet and they're in the bus
Oh,
station,
that's great.
I know I could really feel like that felt really fun. Like that was a good moment of like, oh, this is just happening. Like I'm just like a conduit for it or something. Like I'm like shaping it, but like this is just like I felt really inspired. I remember feeling
He's meeting a
inspired.
perv.
Yeah.
He was meeting a perv.
Yeah, when they're being the perv. And also with the drag queens, I really remember writing that drag queen scene as well and like wanting it to make it really beautiful and feeling like I kind of got lost in that effort in a way that felt very fun and like a different kind of like being in flow with it.
Yeah.
But then obviously being at the writer's retreat was the best part of it. writing it there, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Which one do you hated the most?
Which one, what?
Writing what did you hate the most?
Oh, what part of writing it did I
Yeah.
hate the most? Honestly, I just said being at the writer's retreat, but the actual writing at the writer's retreat was probably my least favorite. Because I was like, isn't this fucking book done? Like, why isn't it done yet? Like, it was like, I had to write the end of it, and it was like really, it was a little nerve-wracking because it had been like 10 years. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna, like, my voice probably sounds totally different. Like, the ending is gonna have such a completely different tone from the, like, I had all this worry about it. And plus, like, I just wanted to, like, lay around a log cabin. So I was just like, if you fucking finish this book really fast, you can go thrifting in Tennessee, you know? And so I just was like, I felt like a very bad writer and, like, a very, like, don't give me a writing retreat because I just want to go thrifting and, like... But I did. I finished it in time to go. I was there on my birthday, and I left the day after my birthday, and so I was like, I have to finish this in time that I don't have to write on my birthday, and I can go thrifting, and I did. Yeah.
What did you get?
Thank you for asking. I got a charm bracelet with cherubs on it, and I got a little like decorative plate from Knoxville, Tennessee. It's all Knoxville with like this weird like phallic thing on it that's in the city.
I feel like that's what Spencer would get also.
You think so?
Well, it's like a play with a phallic thing in the middle.
A plate, yeah. No, totally, yeah. Like maybe it's an antique. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he appreciates that.
Yeah, I think so.
And like something with cherubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think cherubs are pretty gay too.
Cherubs are gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half naked.
They're so, you know, they're boys.
Yeah, but
They're like not.
but they're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Christy.
Did you say it was a plate with a phallic thing in the middle, like a dish?
No, it was like there's like some structure, and maybe somebody here knows Knoxville, Tennessee. There's like a structure in the city that was like from a World's Fair or something.
Oh,
So it's just like a,
okay.
I don't know, it's just like a thing with a ball on it. It's strange and like kind of kitschy, and it was on the plate. It's like somebody painted it on the plate.
Oh, painted on.
Yeah, it was a souvenir.
I was gonna make a joke about nuts.
Oh, you did.
You
You just did.
Thank you.
What about if you had to have a couple song or like a song for this book?
Oh wow.
Like if you had like if it was a movie and there was like the back.
Oh, like
back
for
music,
for when the credits roll at the end.
or whatever it is. Yeah, or at the beginning or whatever. Just a song for this.
Oh man.
Or a couple, you can choose two.
Well, the first one that came to my head is that Sonic Youth song "Cotton Crown."
Yeah.
It's really beautiful and dreamy.
Yeah.
That could be a good
Beautiful and dreamy.
somewhere in there. Like I don't know where,
Okay.
but then okay.
Anyone else?
I could really go to town on that, but I'd have to think about it. Because now I'm like, oh, what would be the song when they're running from the
I mean, I was
with the wallet?
thinking
What
about
would be that
yeah.
song, right?
And then like going through the dumpster, and then just like when they wake up, the two of them together on a mattress on the floor, and the light is all pretty.
that would be a Cotton Crown moment.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like, and it's like this like really beautiful and tender moment, but
Mhm.
there's only like a mattress. I can see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
be a filmmaker and make a movie.
Yeah. I know.
I should make the movie.
Okay. Any more questions? Anything else you want to say about the book?
Oh, I think
I didn't ask you.
I don't think so. It's coming out.
More serious question.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier, I think you mentioned it like short moments, and I was like, tell me more, but then you would stop about writing, just moving away from memoir writing and creating this character. Was it inspired by any people, or do you feel like you just embellished a part of yourself?
Yeah, I think I just embellished a part of myself, you know, or like inspired by people in the abstract, like not specific people, but like Joy, his best friend, is like a, you know, a type of girl that like I have seen, you know, who's like a teenager and is kind of witchy, and you're like, oh, she's gonna be so cool when she's already so cool, and then she's gonna be so cool when she gets older if life doesn't squash her, you know. And so it's like just thinking of things like that, but not specific people, I don't think. Yeah. Or like the bros being like,
Good for you.
oh, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, they come to life like so intensely. I feel like all the people in there, which is why when I was and so after the bros, he meets this like older ladies in Texas, and then they're having like this food with like mayonnaise in it.
So much
And
mayonnaise.
and he's like watching them put on their like creams at night, and he doesn't know if they're Republicans, but he's like, you know, old ladies love little faggots anyway, you know, even if they're Republicans.
They do. It was like one of those things where it's like, oh, these ladies are probably like the worst, right? Like, but they like don't know he's gay, and they just like love him.
Yeah.
And it's just like people just like love gay people. They're just stupid.
Yeah.
You know, they just like don't. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just take this however you want to, but at this moment in like fucked up world we're in, like what do you hope your book, how does your book, do you think, fit into all this crazy ass shit, and what impact do you hope it will have?
Oh, it will have no impact. I mean, it's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a little book about a gay boy. I'm sorry. If only it was so. If it was that easy, we'd be fine. Like, this room is filled with like amazing writers who write like fucking amazing books. It's like no. I'm sorry.
But it does make your subway ride like so much more fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like, yeah. It's good. It's good for all of us to write and read each other's books. Yeah. It makes life worth living in spite of all of that stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know how I can top that. Oh.
This is really half thought through, but I'm sort of thinking of like places that like reoccur in like some of your books. So like, for example, I haven't read this one yet, so sorry, this is a dumb question, but because part of it takes place in Arizona, and I'm sort of thinking of like the Arizona in like Passionate Mistakes, and like does this sort of kind of linking to the question about like memoir and like your own personal experiences, like do like the places also sort of like kind of seem to come through and have a certain like atmosphere to them that sort of like is linked throughout, or like kind of feels the same in everything you write, or does it feel different every time, I guess?
I don't know how to answer that exactly. I love Tucson and Arizona. That's the part of Arizona that I'm familiar with. I didn't put Spencer in Tucson, I put him in Phoenix because I felt like if he was in Tucson, he'd maybe be okay. And so I wanted to put him in a more unforgiving atmosphere. And I don't know Phoenix that well, honestly. Like, I had to fake a lot, you know, which like Jean Thornton, my amazing editor, is here, who like helped this book so much and made it such a better book. And then also would be like, I don't think there's a river in this part of Texas. And I'd be like, fuck. I was like, okay, well, there just has to be. There just has to be in this alternate reality, you know? So like, I mean, maybe Phoenix is actually very like loving and gay friendly, and I don't know, but I just was like, seems terrible. And so I was like, I would want to run away from there, so I just put him there. Are you from Phoenix?
No, my sister lives in Glendale.
Okay. See, I live in the California Glendale, and sometimes I accidentally search that Glendale's library's database looking for a book on my phone, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking Arizona Glendale. Seems awful. Yeah. It's the fake Glendale. Yeah.
Phoenix has a lot of golf.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. Just exactly. Yeah.
Just there for 2 trips.
Oof.
Work trips. It's a lot of golf.
Oh, condolences.
That's what it looked like
Yeah.
in the book.
Yeah, so I just was hoping it was right. And you know, you just know that at least part of the town's like that, you know, yeah.
There was a hand back, yeah.
I'm curious if writing to the voice of a younger narrator, like, opened up different possibilities for you. Is there moments where you're like, I wanted to think this is too young, or like, how different?
Yeah, it was fun to have to think, I did have to think like that, like how would he respond to these things? Like I didn't want to make him so worldly, you know, I wanted to, it's like how can I let him be like kind of innocent and kind of naive, but he does have this queer sensibility that is sort of like touched by like I don't know, whatever that magic is, you know, where like he sees things in a different way and that's its own intelligence. So yeah, I just had to think about it. What would Spencer do? Yeah, and not just yeah. But it was really fun. 'Cause I feel like I'm very naive sometimes, and so I felt like I could just like voice that through to him and just be and like just let him feel my cringe for me, sort of.
How many of this have you done?
For this book?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the third one. I did Skylight in Los Angeles, and then last night I did Powell's in Portland, and now I'm here.
Was there a question that you hated? No shade.
That's so funny! No, I don't think so. I don't recall. I wish there was. I wish there
People
was.
ask some of the questions. Okay.
Like, what's the worst question you were ever asked?
I don't want to say it. I can't. It's always just like, because I write fiction all the time, I think usually it's just like, does this happen to you? And I'm like, it's fiction. Like, I just hate having to like be like, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
The part of like having to like be like, does this happen to you? And like, that made it like, making that be like, have more weight for the story sometimes.
Right,
feels like,
right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't gotten any weird questions yet. I am going to Catskill tomorrow, though. Yes, I don't know what it's like up there. You know, kind of things I'll be asked.
All right. Well, thank you, little faggots.
Thank you guys so much. This is such a sweet crowd. I really appreciate it.
Thank you both so much. There are books for sale. I know a lot of you bought them in advance, but there's still some more. And Michelle, there's a table here if you want to sign some books. Cool. Yeah. And if you haven't voted yet, what the fuck are you waiting for? Vote Zoran now.
I'm so jealous. Vote for